It was during the middle of the semester when it happened. The slave drivers, who called themselves my professors, were throwing upon me torrents of work to do. I was drowning amid the maelstrom of homework and quizzes and speeches and problem sets and midterm projects and essays and exams and other unspeakable horrors when, like the Coast Guard to a swimmer stranded at sea, spring break came and rescued me. On the way home from school, when my last class was done, heaven itself opened up and an angelic host came forth and burst into melodious harmony. And there was one minute detail that prevented my break from becoming a paragon of perfection. A 4-minute persuasive speech due the following Tuesday. Now, there's a proverb by Mark Twain which says, "Never put off till tomorrow what can be done the day after tomorrow." And during my break, I decided to take that proverb to heart. And was that week wonderful? I got more nothing accomplished during that one short little week than in the previous 2 months combined. Yet, Thornton Wilder once said, "All good things must come to an end." And my break, which boasted but a few days earlier of its divine, unparalleled grandeur, would soon come cascading downward like a great oak tree being felled by a lumberjack. That Saturday, I wrote my speech, for I would have little chance to complete it after being hurled back into the raging waters of my 18-hour course load. And when I had finished, I spent the few remaining hours of the day in the same whimsical way with which I had wasted the majority of my week. That night, I went to bed, content with the knowledge that I had completed my speech and would have all day Sunday to relax. That night, I went to sleep, completely oblivious to the demonic forces lurking in the shadows, completely unaware of the impending doom which was about to befall me. The next morning, I awoke at an odious hour. I attempted to go back to sleep, but with my young mother frantically yelling, "Hurry up or we'll be late for church!" I had about as much success as an elephant trying to fly. So I got up and looked around. The sun had barely protruded past the horizon, and the interior of my room reminded me of a dimly lit cavern. I was certain that any civilized people would continue to sleep for another hour and a half. But as my mother insisted that we were indeed late for church, quite grouchily I marched over to the clock in order to prove her wrong. But wait, what fiendish witchery was this? At a time that couldn't possibly be any later than 7, the clock read 8:30. And then 3 words echoed inside my head. Daylight savings time. And as they did, the ground before me opened up, and I saw the devil himself laughing triumphantly from his throne beneath the earth. Because of this abhorrent deed, I would be tired and miserable the rest of the day. Instead of returning from break refreshed and invigorated, ready to face whatever the slave drivers had to throw at me, I would be even more exhausted than before. Yet, even at this dark and troubled time, there still persisted the faintest glimmer of hope. Daylight savings time would not last forever. Someday, in the far future, this heinous offense shall be amended. Return shall be the hour of which I was so ruthlessly stripped, and all will be right again someday. Someday.